Monday. Sit back and get ready to enjoy a live show. Comment any questions, see what's up in our world of epic, and hear what we have in store. Welcome to Monster Monday.
Yay. That's my favorite part of that, is just the kids screaming yay at the end of it. So welcome to Monster Monday. I'll give it a second here and see if anybody comes on. They're probably not going to come on because they're used to, you being on here with Dylan, and now I'm back in front of the camera. So people will be like, oh, looks like it's the same old shit that we used to have. So they'll dip out.
Oh, they'll be glad to see you.
Yeah. So it is good to be here. I see we already got comments. So people is up. Iceman, it's good to be out of the woods. Hopper, good to see everybody. I was in the woods. I've been there for 10 days. I got out of the woods last night, or yesterday, I guess it was. I brought my dad to the airport, and then I came to my sister-in-law's house. So I am just north of the cities, hanging out. My brother-in-law fell and wrapped his head. So he's old and can't balance himself very well. So he bonked his head and has a concussion and a little bit of a brain bleed. So I like to give him shit, but it is serious. So he's got to take it easy. And he got the worst punishment you can give a grown ass man: 4 to 6 weeks of not doing anything. Aww. And they're trying to move and do stuff. So I'm like, not that any time is a good time to get laid up, but it never fails. If you have a million things going on, that's when you're going to get hurt. And that's what happened to him. So now I've stayed, and I'm taking apart a chicken run and moving some stuff to their new house for him while I'm here in town. So it worked out good, because if you remember, my truck was giving me fits. So I thought I'll just get that fixed while I'm here. So I dropped that off, and my buddy gave it me a truck to use. It does run the family. And my brain bleeds every time I have to listen to Iceman give me shit. But that's pretty good. But anyhow, that's where I'm at. That's why I am not at home. I had hoped to be at home for tonight's show. I was going to haul ass and make it home, but instead I'm sitting here in what town is this? Shoreview? Yeah. I'm in Shoreview, so this is like the bougie part of Minnesota. No comment over there. But anyhow, so what was your weekend? Anything good? Did you guys go hunting or anything fun?
No hunting. We spent the weekend at home getting ready for winter again. And
why did you not go hunting? It's Minnesota, and it's like the second weekend of hunting.
We baby our deer around here. All the deer come to our yard.
Go to Craig's house and shoot his, and then you won't feel guilty.
I know what Renee would. They don't shoot at their house either. They go elsewhere to shoot deer. So
yeah, but if you go to their house, then it's all good.
That's true. Then they could come here and shoot our deer, I suppose, and then we're not shooting our own deer, I guess. So.
Well, you could have came to northern Minnesota with me and not see any deer, and nobody shoots deer, and then nobody's mad.
There you go. Yeah, we had deer here, but no, this is the first year Dylan didn't hunt here. He was too busy playing with the panhead. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I want to talk to Dylan about too, is that new motorcycle. So that's good. And we have to I have to just tell everybody, in case this gets out of control, that we have a new rule with Monster Monday. We are timed out at 30 minutes. So if 30 minutes comes up and I haven't signed off and Misty hasn't cut the show, then Dylan is going to pull the plug on it. Right, Dylan? Yep. So Dylan will come in and kill it at 30 minutes. So I gotta not ramble on. So it's all good. So the deer population up north was awful. I had a great time hunting though, and I did see a wolverine. It is the second time I've seen a wolverine in my life up there. So that was really cool. If you're not familiar with the wolverine, they are probably the most badass animal in the wild, especially in North America. They don't take any shit from any other animal. They will chase off grizzly bear, wolves, anything off of a kill. So they're pretty awesome animals. So I saw a wolverine. The neighbor saw a mountain lion on his trail cam. And then, of course, there's wolves all over. So I went deer hunting. The only thing I didn't see was any deer. So saw everything else. Yeah. So that's good. But I do want to hear about Dylan's motorcycle. Dylan got a motorcycle. Did you guys talk about it last week? Because I haven't even got to the show from last
No,
week yet.
we really didn't.
Yeah, so Dylan got a new motorcycle, and Dylan, can you slide the camera over or slide into the camera, because you got to tell us a little bit something about this bike, because we are bikers, and you got one of the coolest bikes in all of the land.
Well, I got my first decent ride out of it this afternoon, so that's kind of nice. 14 miles without breaking down. So
that's awesome. Tell everybody what you got.
That's a 1965 Electric Glide Panhead.
A 1965.
Yeah. So the last year of the Panhead, and the only Panhead with electric start.
Really? Does the electric start work on it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's got electric thing kick. So
that's a great score.
Yeah, I think we did pretty good. I bought it. It sat for like 20 some years. So we didn't know if the motor was any good or not. We had no idea why it got parked.
It had no keys.
No keys in it, no nothing. And so it was kind of a gamble taking it home, but I think we're sitting pretty good on it now. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, because that's a great bike. That's just a badass ride right there. I mean, I'm not man enough for that because I don't know how to turn a wrench. I can wreck pretty much anything God's put on this earth, but putting it back together is not my jam. So I'm pretty excited to see that bike in person. I was hoping to stop in there on my way home and check that thing out, but just wasn't in the cards. But this summer I'm definitely coming, and I'm gonna ride bitch when we go to Sturgis this time around the campsite. So this is gonna be awesome.
We're thinking of planning a tattooing you with him on the back, you riding it, and he can tattoo you.
I'm down.
And we're dressing like Elvis.
And you got to dress like Elvis.
Down Main Street of Sturgis. Yeah. That's pretty good. But
Stay tuned for 1,000 miles on this bike.
What's that?
Stay tuned for 1,000 miles on this bike.
Yeah, that'll be in the spring. So.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'll try to do it when I'm out. I'd like to follow along on that, just to videotape it. That's pretty epic.
There might be costume involved too. I might have said too much, but
you always do, and I love it. And Carol, are you asking about my gray hair? Because I don't know, I got a bad
I hope it's not mine.
We were just talking about my hair, and it seems like it's gotten a little out of control lately. So I don't know what's going on. I'm having a bad hair year now. It was a day, and then it was a month. Now it's a whole year. So I don't know what's up. But I'm gonna have to decide something on this shortly. Either have to cut it off or find a way to comb it.
Yeah.
I have not combed my hair in at least 6 months. I don't even know what to say.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I don't know. I kept telling my barber to cut off all the gray, and now this is all I have left. But now there is some gray up there, so I don't know. I think it's the light, so I don't think there's that much gray because it looks much grayer. My hair is pretty dark, but I'm underneath the spotlight here, so if it is that much gray, I might have shorter hair next week when you see it, so it's all right. And the chin is definitely gray. That was been gray for a long time, so I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, this one day, I got old, and I see my wife is on, and she's saying hi, stranger. So this is the only pass I get for being gone all summer, because I'm at her sister's house helping. So I'm golden now. Otherwise, if I was stopping at somebody else's house, I'd be getting it for sure. But anyhow, on to monster stuff. We got all kinds of fun stuff going on, and you got all kinds of news. So we don't want to shut the show off when you're talking. So when you give us what you have for news, I'll chime in, and then I'll tell what I have to tell. So if we get cut off at our 30-minute mark, it'll be my jabbering and not yours.
Okay, that sounds good. I wanted to just say Honor Week is over. It looks like a lot of people participated. That was awesome for Honor Week. So way to go, everybody, with that.
I rode a 4-wheeler every day.
Did you? Well, that should count.
The whole week. I should put that in there. Give me a little quad on a quad in the rain and the cold, and carrying a gun. That's the only thing I did every day.
I think that should count. Loco is on day 323, I believe. I'm having trouble keeping track of Loco here. So. And Hops Rally was this last weekend. It looks like that went well. I didn't get all the details, but a lot happened with that. Looked like a lot of good pictures and everything.
Yeah, and Hops Rally looked really cool, and the train ride on there was epic. Where a bunch of bikers went on a little kids train, like a little train. We used to have a train like that in our basement that had some epic train rides on it, but it was really funny. And then I looked at Hops the score for how people finished, and there were people that got DQ'd. So there was like, I don't know, 75 people that did Hops Rally, whatever it was. And there was like 6 that got DQ'd. So there were more people that got DQ'd from that than the Hoka-Hey. So I thought that was pretty funny. whatever they got DQ'd from, I'm not sure, but it would look like a great rally. And now I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to find a way to do that some year. I don't ride in November, but I think I'm going to have to make an exception.
That's awesome. That's great.
Okay, sorry. I'll try to stay out of it.
No, you are fine. On to hero news. I'll try to make this quick. Alfie. It's been pretty quiet at Alfie's, but he's been doing really good. He had an appointment with his surgeon on Friday, and they couldn't believe how well he's doing. It was, for his hip, and they just can't believe how he's bounced back so quickly.
That's crazy.
I know, isn't that nuts? He's just, even the doctors couldn't believe that.
Yeah, he's like superhuman. Like, I think he's not. I don't think he's a real boy. I think he's like put together in a lab or something.
That's awesome. He's still enjoying school, but he did get detention on Friday. But
good for him.
Yeah, he was up to no good. He was just being a boy. So
yeah,
I didn't know exactly what he did, but yeah. So that's Alfie.
Yeah, I expect that. I would expect that from him.
I wouldn't expect any less. I know. Jack had a good weekend. He went to his favorite restaurant. I think it's called Nando's. And he had, you could guess, chicken, his absolute favorite. And he said apparently they have the best chicken ever. Weather's been really cold there, and it was snowing there today. So they got
wow. You don't have snow at your house, and they have snow, and it snows at theirs. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was snowing there today, she said. She didn't know if it would really mount up to anything, but they did have snow. I think we're supposed to get snow this week, but we'll see. He's starting exams, and he has a physio appointment this week too. So that's up. That's Jack's news. On to Drew. Drew had a pretty low-key weekend. And after Dad had his marathon, they had pretty low-key. And he, I lost my spot, sorry. He has an appointment pretty soon to have his chair adjusted. So they were kind of happy about that he's going to have his chair adjusted better for him.
Yeah, there's always adjustments, and it's something to make it more comfortable nonstop.
Yep, so he's got that. He's got to enjoy a couple all-nighters. He's got to pull a couple of those out of his dad with his friends, being a typical teenager. So that's
I almost had to pull an all-nighter last night at my sister-in-law's house because they stay up super late.
Oh.
So, like, they're up and we're eating cookie dough at like midnight, and then we're hanging out, and pretty soon it's 1-something in the morning. I'm like, I have to get up in the morning and get my truck to a shop, and so they're a terrible influence on me. I'm trying to be a responsible adult, and be adulting, and they're over there, let's stay up all night and have a party like, but they have a party like without the party part.
Oh.
Like they stay up and have a party, but we just had cookie dough, but no whiskey or anything. So it's like a rally where you go find things instead of a rally.
Real rally.
Yeah. And I'm with Frankie. Adulting does suck, like who wants to adult? It's a really stupid idea. Like you fight to get to that point, and then you realize it's really dumb. And my adulting isn't as tough as most adulting has to be done. Right, Dylan? Sorry, I'll stay out of it again.
Oh, that's so funny. So anyway, he's been staying up a couple nights really late, being like a teenager, which has been good for him, but Steve says not so much for him. So that's been a little rough on Dad lately.
Yeah, Steve's too old for that.
Yeah, he is too old for that. They're looking forward to Thanksgiving weekend, and their weather's been pretty good. I'm not reading all this stuff, so weather's been pretty good there.
Yeah, the weather's good all over the place.
Yeah, it actually has been, except Ireland apparently.
And my wife says, good thing you don't have to do much adulting. Like in 2024, I've adulted like probably 26 full days. So I think that's pretty good, and it's a bit much. So next year, 2025, we're going to try to lower that to 25. So I think I'll be much better off. Oh yeah, this is a cool part about the rally too. You see this from Hopper? They collected 200 Hot Wheels at the rally for Turbo.
Oh my gosh.
So how badass is that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So they're gonna need a whole new wall for it. I saw something else about Turbo 2. So
no, I did too, and I was trying to read that. She was giving me all kinds of news, but
yeah, that kid is cardio on Friday, and the doctor had an emergency. So they did all tests on Turbo, blah blah blah. No news is good news.
yeah. So
That's how it always works. Hurry up and wait.
Yep, exactly.
The cardio doctors are very important for the DMD boys, though. Because your heart and your diaphragm are muscles, and they can cause problems. So that's very important doctors to do.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, on to Mr. Gavin. If you remember, Gavin was kicked out of OT this time of the year last year for rocking all his goals and his scores because he's maintained all of his range of motion and his strength. But he will be starting back up for his endurance because he's kept things going, but they want to keep the endurance and that going for him.
Yeah, I did have some fun news with Gavin because last week's show, somebody sends me a text that says, sorry to bug you during your live show. I can't tell if my comments are coming through. I don't see them, so I don't think they're coming through. If you're on, so Tim, oh wait, you did get one. I did see it. I bet it's right here. Yes, that's my buddy Tim. He has the cabin next door to us up in northern Minnesota, and they saw about as many deer as I did. So I didn't see this come through, Tim. So yes, it was coming. And no, I did not catch one. I didn't see anything even remotely good in front of me. So that was it. But they've been friends of ours forever. We've been hunting, doing the same stupid things up at the same North Country for a long time. But Tim, I did see a wolverine out of my stand. So I'll give you some better details on that later. So that's that. That was funny. I love when I get texts, sorry to bug you during your live show. Okay, where were we? Sorry.
That's okay. Gavin and his endurance and such, his number one goal is to draw again. After a day of school and everything, it's just too much for his hands and that. So he wants to be able to draw again. Which so that's that.
And Gavin complained last week. That's what I was going to say when I got pretty butterflied. I got sidetracked. My wife knows my brain is broken, and she likes to tease me about it. But
I was wondering what that meant.
Yeah, she's like, I get sidetracked and just go off over here all the time. But it was really funny last week when you guys did the show. The next day, Gavin says to me, did you see the show? I said, no, I don't get any service up here. There's one hill that I can get my phone to work text, and that's about it. And I was laughing because he was complaining that he had to go to bed on time because Dylan and Misty didn't talk enough.
He was mad, I think. We tried, Gavin. We did.
I laughed.
Questions.
I thought that was pretty funny. And then Gavin was asking me what we're going to do this summer. We've done something the last couple summers, so I think he's realizing that hard work and the therapy is paying off, and he can still do things. They keep telling him he won't be able to, and he keeps telling them, yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
So that's what he's doing. So that's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
So we'll have to do something,
Mm-hmm.
some kind of fun ride or something going on.
Yep.
Okay, what else you got?
So another cool thing with Gavin is Make-A-Wish sent him news on Friday that he will be heading to Hawaii January 1st for the whole week.
That's awesome.
I know. So that'll be pretty cool. Some of the activities that he'll be doing will be ATV Raptor Tour, submarine ride, he'll be swimming with the dolphins, whale watching, and marine life encounters.
The submarine ride, that's where you had me. Like, I've done some pretty cool shit in my life, and I've never been on a submarine. So I think that would be pretty awesome. Did they say what island he's going to?
They did not say, but I know he'll also be touring Pearl Harbor.
Oh, the big island. That's really cool. Pearl Harbor is pretty awesome to see. So that's pretty epic. That's a great trip right there. I'm really glad he gets to do that.
I am too.
Yeah. He gets to go to Hawaii.
That's pretty cool. And then he's also really looking forward to Thanksgiving break.
Okay, Twister's got some things. That's after she's done. I'm going to touch on some of that. So that'll be a good reminder for me.
Yep.
Okay, what else we got for the heroes? Because I have 8 minutes.
I know. Turbo. Chiefs lost their game. I don't know what the score was. Nicole didn't tell me. But I'm supposed to announce that every Monday when the Chiefs. Turbo hasn't been feeling too well. But they figured out meds were the problem, and he's in the process of getting things switched around. There's more to it than that. Nicole kind of got into it, but it's going to take a little bit to get things fixed. But he was very nauseated and kind of thrown up. But they figured out what the problem is. He's off that med, and he's got to get switched around onto some other stuff. It just sucks what these guys go through.
And that's the sucky part about these meds is you go through these meds and they have the side effects, and then they get tweaked, and this med doesn't do this shit with that med, and it's awful. So it sucks when you feel nauseous from taking meds. That's just the worst.
That is the worst. Yeah.
No thanks.
And then the other thing I have is Jackson's mom, Melissa, reached out to me about bringing up to make sure to let everyone know that she has a site for Jackson. And it's the Jax Experience. If you go on her Facebook page, she has shared that to let everybody know so you can keep track of him.
Awesome. I'll try to get that. I'll get that link from her, or she can post it, whatever, and somebody can share that to our groups. Be good to go.
And then tomorrow he has a important doctor's appointment with all of his doctors, the pulmonologist, the neurologist, the PT, and the OT, and his doctor. So it's for all of his checkups.
Awesome.
Well, for all of that.
Yeah, I hope they all go well. Just one of many DMD days that boys have to go through. I don't remember. I remember getting physicals for sports when I was a kid, and that was it. And I thought that was annoying because some random doctor grabbed your balls and tell you to cough, and I thought that was awful. So. They have to go through much worse. Yeah. So I used to dread getting a physical, and that was, in hindsight, big deal.
Yeah, it's not fun compared to what they go through.
Yeah, they really go through it. You got anything else?
I don't. You got like less than 6 minutes, so you can go ahead.
That's awesome. I don't even 6 minutes is like eternity because I hardly talk. I have been away from human contact, so it's awesome. And here's a little thing for Jackson and the boys. This is from Grandma. So Jackson's a good kid, and it's nice to support good kids, and we got to go through some tough stuff. So I'm glad that we can have some monsters there for these boys, and it's pretty awesome. that's good. But I'm going to touch a little bit on the 13 days of Christmas for starters, and then we have the dates. The dates for 25 are going to be released next Monday on Monster Monday.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. It's Thanksgiving week. That's when I put them out the last couple of years. There's going to be some signups that are going to be opened up, things like that. But we'll have some really epic things lined up. But that will be next Monday. That'll basically, but the whole show will be about next Monday is the 2025 calendar and some cool stuff we got going on. So everything's scheduled, everything's planned. We're gonna have a special guest on next week to talk about one of them. So stay tuned. That's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, excuse me. I shouldn't drink Dr. Pepper while I'm trying to do a show and turns me into burp master. But anyhow, that's going to be a lot of fun. And the 13 days of Christmas, that is going to be up and running this week. The Give Butter for the donations. And what we're going to be doing is having our 13 days of Christmas where we're going to highlight our boys and collect. We're going to collect money to get them their Christmas presents and to get them some fun stuff that they need. But this is a Christmas for the boys and for all the monsters that give too. So for every $25 you donate, you're going to get 5 chances to win one of the prizes. And next week, we're going to show all the prizes, and we're going to do that the 13 days leading up to Christmas. And that's where we're going to have it. So it's a little different than what the calendar has because we're going to do it just a little different. So the 13 days leading up to Christmas, we're going to spin a wheel and give away a prize. And some of them are simple things. Some of them are just a little fun things, but there's some cool prizes. And we're going to get the details down if we're going to have a certain prize or just spin the wheel and let people pick what they want to get. So, and then narrow it down to whatever's left on Christmas, then somebody get it. Might be a crisp high five, or it might be a hat or whatever, but it could be something really cool. It could be a wild ass cushion. It could be, something like that. So we got some cool stuff. Those tents, those reactive tents. I have a few of those. We have a custom knife. We have some jewelry. There's just fun stuff. So it's going to be just some fun things for the monsters because we're getting some fun things for the kids. So those 13 days, we're just going to celebrate the boys and we're going to celebrate the monsters all in one. So we're either going to do the drawings for the prizes all on Christmas or, one a day. So we'll figure that out when we get up to it. But the Give Butter will be up this week and everybody will be good. And I'm doing awesome because I still have 2 minutes to spare. That we talk about 2 minutes, a 2-minute countdown before Dylan cuts the cord to it. So that's awesome. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but the 13 days of Christmas are just going to be fun. They're just going to be a fun time for us to celebrate our boys. So there's going to be our 5 boys. Then we have Jackson, and there's going to be another boy we're going to introduce out in Kansas. So we just want to get them some cool presents and let them enjoy Christmas and be kids, get some things that they may not be thinking about, stuff like that. So it'll be awesome. And I see Raindrop. This is great news. The Raindrop had her first real big ride. If you remember, she crashed on the Hokahay and got a little messed up and has been going to therapy and doing some rehab. So that is really good to see. So Raindrop, I'm super happy to see that you got a real ride in and everything went good because those mishaps we have on the road, they're a little bit scary. They mess with you mentally and physically. So I'm glad that you can shake that off and get it together. So we got Thanksgiving next week. So that's going to be a great time. Of course, I'm traveling. I'm heading to my boy's house and we have family coming in. So I will be home for Monster Monday, but that's about it. So you got any big plans yourself?
Staying close to home, family. But
Yeah.
both sides of the family are close. So.
We're all about doing family. We just don't stay close to home to do it. So my family's spread all over the country and we just roll with it. So
make it work.
Awesome. But I'm going to be cut off here in about 15 seconds, maybe less. I guess there's 9, 8. So at the 30-minute mark, we are gone. So until next time, I wish everybody a great week and peace out. And Dylan will be axing us any second.
Have a great day. See you next week, everybody.
Did Dylan hit the axe? Because we're over 30 minutes. So now I'm just on bonus time. Because
I was just ready.